Hello YouTubers, this is Genovis back again with a Procreate creation. This one is based off my wife's Patronus. If she was in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, she would definitely have a hedgehog as her Patronus, definitely her favorite animal, and that's definitely what would show up. So as we go through each step here, you'll see, gonna go back to the beginning. This is the original sketch. This is on just some Bristol paper with pencil and just some standard black ink. I think it was the Faber-Castell inking set that you can get at your local Walmart. And then I come in and I add the flats first as we just started it in. I kind of just jumped through there. I'm not sure why I skipped that little step, but you can see me starting to put the clouds in now. Just getting the base color that I wanted for the clouds, and each one on a different layer. I've got different layers for pretty much every feature there. And now I'm just starting to render in kind of where the castle shows into the background. And you'll see me adding in some shadows to that layer. And you notice it goes over the hand on the back side. That really doesn't matter because that's in a different layer anyway. So I can go in and select that layer just a little bit and actually just remove those shadows without anything to worry about. So really you're working at, each layer as it goes, and you don't have to concern yourself a whole lot with the other layers. You notice right there, I just went in and took them right out, and I started the next purple layers that went in. And there I'm just going in, I made it a little bit darker, and I'm going in and actually just select an erase tool. And I'm selecting some designs that, make it look like a rocky surface, rocky background. And really just making it look, like scenery as opposed to just, purple stuff. And there I'm going in with these trees, same thing, made them a little bit darker, and then I'm going in with the select tool and also with just the eraser and erasing out some of the dark so you can kind of see the light where it's coming from on that shadow for the moon up there, for the light from the moon on the other side. Same thing with the other side. You'll see it kind of overlaps some of the things, but I can just select and erase like you just saw with the Patronus little trail there leading to the hedgehog. And then same thing, went in with the red side and decided that it pretty much needed to be more of a rock scene background drop as it falls down. So I just dropped some lines kind of straight down to the bottom and did them that way. And then I went in for that last purple layer, and it was pretty just basic, kind of small there. And blue, same difference. Made it darker, went in with the erase tool and kind of just did some highlights with it throughout there. And now I'm adding in the shadows to the skin layer, and you'll see those kind of not exactly how I want them yet, and I adjust that in a little bit. And I'm adding some details to the bow and the glasses, and now I'm adding in some more darks to the actual skin tone. And what I did is I just made another layer with that, and on top of the skin tone and made it a multiply layer. I think I chose like a purpley kind of color for it to multiply, just to kind of give it that darkish feel. And now you can see I'm going in, I did the clothes, really adding the shadows in to the different parts of the body, definitely the underside of the boobs, and then went up through, and you'll see me undo the little selection there, and I'm actually selected the entire Patronus layer I made and darkened the entire thing. And then I went back in with the erase tool, and I'm going in and erasing it because I tested a few different ways the way I wanted to look, and that pretty much gave me the look that I wanted. Instead of trying to highlight in and add darks, it just worked better to make it all dark and then go in and make it just erase out some of it to give it more of that light texture. And I do this going through pretty much all the way through to the hedgehog at the bottom. Excuse me. And you'll see me just kind of figuring out where I wanted it to be lighter at, what sections I wanted lighter. Definitely wanted the eyes to kind of shine through. Now I'm going back through, kind of just adding in a little bit more touches. Again, it's just with the erase tool. And I have the erase tool. You can go in and set the erase tool to mine's set to this, I think it's a soft airbrush. So it being the soft airbrush, it really gives you more of a thing to play with as far as, your textures you're leaving behind on it. You can make it darker, lighter, and when you're erasing out like that, you can really just create some little textures like that. You see at the bottom of the Patronus there, what I did is I just adjust the size of the eraser and kind of made some different streaks through there. Now I'm going in, and at this point I think I was deciding some parts are a little bit darker or lighter than I wanted them, so I start messing with the shadows again. And still adding some to there. I actually did a blur there on the Patronus layer and decided still not light as I wanted it, so I made a huge airbrush and kind of just did the top of the hedgehog to kind of give him a glow. Again, all I did was, you know, have that dark there and erase some of it to get back to that really light color I had at the beginning. And now you see me working on the hair and trying to figure out where I wanted the hair strands to be and really how I wanted those to color in. I did a couple different ways there. You'll see me highlighting one side, then the other. The one side didn't look right, so I went ahead and did the other side because it made more sense with the light reflection there. Now you see me still going up near the ear there, just kind of showing where the bulb strands are at. If you try to draw every strand of hair, it's going to be a nightmare, especially in, well, at least with this style of it. Now you can do the hair strands with some of the other styles and the other ways to do it, but it really makes more sense when you're trying to keep this cartoony style like this to really get that, you know, just highlight the big parts of it and do it from there. And now here I'm actually trying to figure out how to make the Patronus light up. So what I did is I went through and chose some layers, and I selected the color from the Patronus, and I'm really just adding it into the spots where it looks like you're going to have that light reflection, kind of the rim light coming from the Patronus there. And I play with it several times before I get it to really look how I kind of wanted it to look. I know I wanted it on the side of her face, kind of glinting off her glasses, her eye, definitely off the hair, and on the back I definitely wanted on the lower strands where the Patronus is really at, and also her back and the bum on the back side definitely needed to show some light because those are, you know, protruding out the most. And here I'm adding in some skin color because she looked really pale and pasty white. So what I did is I just added in some reds onto the skin tone where I thought it could really show the best. And then I just went in and lowered the opacity on it. Trying to give it, I mean, you can play with the opacity to get it whatever you want it to look at that way. And then I had, you know, she's not so pasty white looking now. So it makes a little bit more human-y look. Excuse me. And there I'm really lightening it up and playing around with some of the background textures because it looked really darker than I wanted it to look. Played around with the background there a little bit, just chose my background layer that I had and just sprayed it with some spray paint on the from the spray paint selection tool. And there you'll see me playing around with the different textures that are in Procreate, just trying to play around with what textures I wanted where. I tried a few different ones there you saw in the castle just a second ago, and I really just took that back out. The moon texture up top, I think I actually used like the concrete one off of the selection in the brushes, and it kind of gave it kind of the feel I was looking for up there. And there's me messing around with a bunch of different blurs and the brightnesses of the Patronus, and that leads us up to kind of how the end product looked. And you can make it bright with some of those blur tactics and stuff, but it really wasn't what I was going for the picture. And that's it. Guys, thanks for watching. And as always, if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. There's plenty more videos to come. Starting up a Pokemon theme, I believe, coming up with some of the next videos. Thank you, guys.